Frezja Baker told her brother she'd be home in an hour. She never made it. 8 days later, they found her body in her car, behind an abandoned church in West Charlotte. And the man they arrested, he'd already tried to kill somebody before. Stay with me. I'm about to show you exactly how this happened. This is Theblackcasetv. We tell real stories of domestic violence, injustice, and the people behind the headlines. If you want honest, meaningful true crime stories, hit subscribe. Frezja Baker was 31 years old, a mother to a 2-year-old son. And according to everyone who knew her, she was the type of person you could count on. She checked in with family, she called regularly, she showed up. Her whole world revolved around her little boy and the people who helped her raise him. This wasn't somebody who disappeared without explanation. This wasn't somebody who went silent on her family. That's what made December 4th, 2025 so wrong from the start. That day started normal. Frezja took her son to a dental appointment. Later that evening, she dropped him off with family, something she did all the time when she had things to handle. Nothing unusual, nothing that raised any red flags, but around 10:30 p.m., Frezja called her brother. She told him she was about an hour away from home. That was the last time anyone in her family heard her voice. After that call, everything stopped. Her car never showed up where it was supposed to. Her phone stopped responding. Messages went unanswered. Calls went straight to voicemail. And here's the thing. This didn't match her life at all. She had a child she checked on constantly. She had a family she talked to every single day. She had routines. And suddenly, all of those routines broke at once. About an hour away. Think about that. She was close. She expected to be home. Nothing in that moment told her she was in danger. Whatever happened to Frezja happened after that phone call, and it happened fast.
We are following a story of a missing woman. We heard from family. We heard from a friend. This is in Charlotte. Autumn Bracey is here in studio. You're following the story. You spoke with the young lady's family and friend. Catch us up on who she is and what exactly the family and friend had to say.
Yeah, Nick. Well, as you mentioned, 31-year-old Frezja Baker is missing. She is a Charlotte resident, born and raised here. Today, I got a chance to speak with her brother and one of her close friends. As you can imagine, it's a very heartbreaking experience for someone you know and love to be missing. They say it's not like her to not answer her phone for days and days, and so that's how they know that she is missing. Now, the family on Saturday, they officially filed an incident report as she is declared her as a missing person, but they did highlight to me that it's kind of concerning that obviously it's still very early on, but CMPD has not been very communicative as far as updates on search efforts for her, helping with that process to find her as quickly as possible. So they said they've kind of taken it within their own hands to kind of going to some of the places she frequents to see maybe if they can find any clues, of course, reaching out to the community, using them to bring her home safely. They tell me that she was last seen with an associate of hers, a man. Of course, I'm not going to share his name because we don't obviously know if he's the reason that she disappeared. But they say that he's not being very cooperative, I guess, in this process of even helping them look for her. So they tell me that's concerning, but they were able to share some local Charlotte spots that she was last seen from just people in the community reaching out saying, hey, we saw her here on Thursday. Some of those locations were the Cookout on Sugar Creek Road and Quick and Easy on LaSalle Street. But basically the family is just urging, if you have any information, to reach out to CMPD. They are hoping to find her as quickly as possible. They say, again, it's not like her to not talk to her family, her friends, and she's a mother as well. She's a 2-year-old son, so that makes the incident even more troubling. And so tonight at 5 and 6, we'll be sharing more. You'll be able to hear reaction from her brother and her friend.
I know you said there were concerns about the associate. Were there any concerns regarding her health, mental health, prior?
They weren't able to share anything along those lines.
Okay.
They just said they do feel like it's, the person she was with, they're not sure about him. So,
yeah, hopefully we get some answers from CMPD on this one. Again, we'll hear from, as you mentioned, her brother and friend later on. Autumn, thank you for that report. We'll check in with you later.
By the next morning, her family knew something was wrong. They called her phone over and over, straight to voicemail. They checked social media. They drove routes she might have taken. They reached out to hospitals, friends, anyone who might have seen her. At first, you tell yourself the easy answers. Maybe her phone died. Maybe she stayed somewhere. Maybe something small came up. But by the second day, that hope starts cracking. By the third day, it gets dark. Because there's a 2-year-old boy waiting for his mother, and she's not coming. That's when Charlotte Mecklenburg police got involved.
Right now, concern is growing for a 31-year-old Charlotte mother who has not been seen since Thursday. Family and friends of Frezja Baker are becoming increasingly worried here. They've now turned to CMPD for their help, filing a missing persons report as they search for any sign of her. WCNC Charlotte's anchor Autumn Bracey is live outside of CMPD headquarters. Autumn, an unimaginable situation, but they're asking for the police to get involved in here in the investigation. Where does it stand tonight?
That's right, Colin. We spoke with Frezja's family, who tells me they're looking for more support and help from the CMPD here, in addition to people in the community, anyone that may help bring her home.
I know she's missing because she would not go this long without reaching out to nobody, especially her son. She's a great mother. She loves her son. And to go this long without speaking to her son, her family, or her friends, this is not like her.
Peaches Johnson is devastated knowing her friend, a mom of a 2-year-old boy, is missing. She says in addition to not calling anyone since she was last seen Thursday, Frezja Baker's lack of social media presence now is not the norm for her either. Family members say she was last seen with a man they describe as an associate.
We don't deserve to lose our friend or can't find our friend. This is very important. So anybody out there watching, anything, any small detail, any car you see, anybody you think that's her, just please reach out to the family, call 911.
They officially listed Frezja as a missing person. Her photo went out publicly. Her vehicle description: gray-blue 2004 Honda Accord with temporary South Carolina plates, got shared everywhere. The community showed up. Flyers went up all over the city. Tips were requested. People started searching. Her brother, Fred Baker, talked to the media.
Fred, who didn't want to show his face, says getting the word out is critical. Fred tells me witnesses shared she was seen Thursday night at a cookout on West Sugar Creek Road and a gas station called Quick and Easy near LaSalle Street.
Maybe when I wake up, get dressed, take a shower, get dressed, and search night and day. But we will gonna find her. I'm looking at it as just never give up, because I'm not giving up on my sister, because I know she won't give up on me.
The search continues for Frezja Baker, who's been missing since Thursday. I'm here with friends and family who continue to search for her and are also passing out flyers. Just what are some of the things you want people to know right now?
I want everyone to know today at 5:30 here at 1121 Bettisford Road, we will be handing out flyers. Anybody welcome to come and get them. We need them everywhere. We need all hands on deck. We need all boots on the ground. We need everyone help to find her. So please come get some flyers so you can post it on whatever side of town that you stay on. Please help. Your job, anywhere. Facebook, everywhere.
December 8th, December 9th, December 10th. Still nothing. The searches continued. Social media stayed active. But with every day that passed, the fear got heavier. Hope was starting to fade. Then came December 11th. Around 9:35 in the morning, Charlotte Mecklenburg police responded to a call. Behind an abandoned church on Sanders Avenue, they found a vehicle, a gray-blue Honda Accord.
Like, I've been crying all day. I'm tired. Like, I'm just over how people treat people.
Wesley Winchester says he got a call early this morning saying a body found in this car behind an abandoned church in West Charlotte may be that of his friend, 31-year-old Frezja Baker. Police have not confirmed that, but from Chopper 9 Sky Zoom, we could see that the license plate on the car was the same as that reportedly on Baker's missing 2004 Honda Accord.
They think they found the location of where she was at.
Inside that car, they found Frezja Baker, unresponsive. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Just like that, the missing person case became a homicide investigation. Her family had been searching for 8 days, posting flyers, driving around the city, praying she'd come home. And the whole time, she'd been right there, less than a mile from where she was last seen alive, behind a church, tucked back far enough that nobody noticed.
Frezja Baker was just identified as the victim in a homicide investigation. Yesterday, investigators focused in on her car at a West Charlotte church. Channel 9's Tina Terry joins us live from the Charlotte Police Department. And Tina, you spoke to her friends about this heartbreaking discovery.
Yeah, we did talk to a man who said that Frezja Baker was his best friend. And today, police here at the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department did confirm that her body was the one found inside of that car near an abandoned church in West Charlotte. Now, this is video from that scene yesterday. Chopper 9 Sky Zoom flew overhead and could see Baker's missing 2004 Honda Accord parked behind that church. The 31-year-old's car was spotted on surveillance video several times last Thursday, driving away from her house at a cookout on Sugar Creek Road and later at a quick and easy food mart on LaSalle Street. But she was supposed to meet up with her family that day, but never arrived.
But here's what makes this whole thing even more disturbing. While Frezja's family was out searching, while her face was all over social media, while people were posting flyers and driving around Charlotte looking for her, someone already knew she was dead, but the questions were just starting. How did she end up there? What happened in that car? And who was responsible? Less than 24 hours later, police had an answer to that last question. Police received a tip through Crime Stoppers, December 12th. They announced an arrest. His name was Lorenza Inman Jr. The tip said that Lorenza Inman had been making statements suggesting Frezja was already dead, that she'd been shot in the head, that her body was inside the missing vehicle. At that point, Frezja hadn't been found yet. Her family was still searching. The public was still hoping. But according to investigators, Inman already knew the ending. Inman's probation officer had been contacted, and the message they received was chilling. According to what was later reported, the message said something to the effect of, "Y'all looking for Frezja Baker? That girl is dead. They got into an argument. The gun went off. She was shot in the head." Let that sit for a second. While search parties were out looking, while her father was passing out flyers, while her 2-year-old son was asking for his mama, someone was telling people she was already gone.
More about the criminal history of the man accused of killing a Charlotte mother.
That's Lorenza Inman. He faced a judge for the first time today and then was denied bond. You'll remember police found 31-year-old Frezja Baker dead last week inside her car.
WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre was inside the courtroom today as prosecutors were laying out their case and Baker's family spoke. So Jesse, what can you tell us about that?
Well, Frezja Baker's family are heartbroken, and they say they believe this tragedy could have been prevented if Lorenza Inman was never released out of prison when they're looking at his long list of criminal history.
North Carolina allowed this person to walk the street with that background. It's unbelievable.
Lorenza Inman appeared in court Monday charged with murder, assault, and a domestic violence-related charge, accused of killing Frezja Baker, who loved ones say disappeared on December 4th. According to court records, surveillance footage obtained from a gas station from that same day appears to show Inman assaulting Baker. Her body was discovered about a week later. A woman loved ones say lit every room with her smile and saw the good in everyone.
She was a good person, a good mom, a good person, just a good person that met a monster, and she trusted the monster.
Prosecutors asked for no bond, pointing to Inman's extensive criminal history, including previous cases involving violence against women, a prior assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. Court record also shows Inman was previously charged with attempted murder and other violent crimes that were later reduced or dismissed.
He always beat the system. So this time, you just picked on the wrong family.
Inman's attorney argued there was a lack of evidence tying him to the killing, but the judge ordered Inman to be held without bond.
So he stands up in here I looked him eye to eye, and he kept saying, "I'm sorry." Sorry?
I hope you never get out. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about her. That's what I want.
Emotional words from her family.
Her mother said, "My daughter is gone, and North Carolina allowed a convicted felon with that kind of background to walk the streets. It's unbelievable." And look, that wasn't just grief talking. That was a real question that needed answering. If somebody already showed you they'll try to kill someone, why they back out here free to do it again? Make it make sense.
Jail records show Inman's criminal history dates back almost 2 decades. In 2019, the Mecklenburg County District Attorney's Office said a jury convicted him of an attempted first-degree murder 2 years prior. Inman had followed a man to a Charlotte shopping center and in broad daylight, prosecutors said, confronted him and shot him in the chest before standing over the victim and firing several more rounds. Jail records show Inman received a minimum sentence of 12 years, but only served 2. As recently as October, the DA's office said he pleaded guilty to habitual misdemeanor assault and intimidating a witness. The judge placed Inman on supervised probation.
In the days after her body was found, the community came together to remember her. Family and friends held the balloon release in her honor. They sent messages into the sky for a woman whose life had been stolen too soon. It wasn't closure. How could it be? But it was acknowledgement, a way to say her name, to say she mattered, to say her absence left a hole that couldn't be filled. At home, her 2-year-old son was still asking for his mother, still waiting for her to come back. Family members were taking care of him now, carrying both grief and responsibility. A GoFundMe was set up to help with his care, because on top of everything else, there were bills, expenses, a child who needed stability while the adults around him tried to process a loss that didn't make sense. Frezja was later laid to rest. Her family and community gathered to say goodbye to a woman taken far too soon. Police continued asking for tips. The case hadn't ended. It had just moved into its next phase. But no matter what happens in that courtroom, no matter how long the investigation takes, this story will always be about one person, Frezja Baker. Not just a victim, not just a name in court documents, a mother. a daughter, a sister, a friend, someone whose life mattered, whose absence is permanent, and whose story deserves to be told.